Hello again, everyone. Welcome to my channel. We Can Do This. My name is Julie, and I appreciate you being here with me today. If you are one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much. You know, I appreciate you more than you know. And if you're new coming to my channel, welcome. We're happy to have you here. This is a hopefully self-help channel where I talk about topics that hopefully will help you in some of the things you're going through in your life and can maybe help you out a little bit. Now, I do give a disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not a physician. I cannot give, advice in any of those realms. I always say if there's something here that I talk about, if you feel you need to discuss something further on a medical level, please, by all means, reach out to your PCP, your doctor, a psychiatrist, a therapist, someone who can help you with anything that you may be going through. But what we do here, the channel is We Can Do This. And it's us kind of getting together and just kind of work through things together. You know, this is what it's all about. So first off, I want to ask everybody to please subscribe and give me that big thumbs up at the bottom of the screen. I love seeing that. You guys are always great, and I always appreciate it more than you know. So this today is part 2 of a 2-part topic that I started last week. And what we started talking about last week was change and challenge because we are in a new year. And so we talked about that last week. But this topic is part of change. And it's something that I'm personally going through right now. So I thought it would be a great part 2 of this series to talk about it today, about reinventing yourself. So I want to show you something here. Another prop this week. I know, so unlike me, but see what this is? It's a mirror. Wonderful mirror. Have you ever looked in a mirror at yourself? And I mean, obviously we all know what we look like. But the question is, do we like what we see? And when I say that, I don't mean physically. I mean from in here. Do you like what you see? You know, and what is reinvention? You know, what is the actual definition of it? Well, what it actually means, it's to change part or parts of yourself that you either don't like or you're just bored with. You know, you're just not fitting with it in your current who you are. And, you know, there could be lots of reasons, you know, why you want to reinvent yourself. You know, are you bored? You know, do you feel like you're at a point where you're really stagnant in your life? Do you want to challenge yourself? Do you want to learn something new? You know, it could be any reason why you'd want to do that. So what are some of the things that we can do to help us in this process of reinventing ourselves? Now, one thing that they recommend to do, and I find this kind of funny, but I kind of get it. What they say is, and I did some research on this, you need to create an alter ego. And let me explain. What that means is you look to others, you know, whether it was when you were young, now, at any part in your life, who do you look up to? And when I say that is, I mean, who do you respect in your life? And it doesn't have to be somebody you know, but it can be. It could be someone close to you or not. It could be a celebrity. It could be someone in the government. It could be anybody, you know, and it's not that you want to be that person, but maybe you see some traits or some habits that this person has that you really would love to emulate. And you would like to see in you and reinvent yourself to include these things in who you are. So, you know, who do you want to be like? So like I said, it could be from your childhood. It could be now. It could even be somebody, you know, fictional. Doesn't matter. What's important is you seeing something in them that you want to reinvent yourself to be. So Whenever you get into a challenging situation, a difficult situation, you know, who you are now, how would you handle this particular situation? Then, with this alter ego of who you want to reinvent yourself to be, you know, you want to shake things up a little bit. Put those traits in that new you and look and say, what would this person do? What would I do in having these new habits and these new traits? You know, um, these different moments in our lives. You know, um, you want to shake things up, a little bit. It's not bad wanting to shake things up sometimes. Sometimes that can be a lot of fun. It can be exciting. It can be a great thing. So, what are the hobbies? What are these things? So, what we want to do, find things that you find that are fun, find things that are productive, get ideas, and it doesn't even have to be just one person. You can get all kinds of ideas from many different individuals. You like this out of this person and this out of this person and put it all together. Now, the one thing I will advise is don't make yourself too many goals because you will absolutely overwhelm yourself. You will be so stressed and have such anxiety and, okay, I got to do this and this and this and this. And it's going to be too many things to work on at one time. Keep it simple. Keep a couple of goals, limit them so that you can actually focus on what's the most important to you to change. Write them down if you have to. Keep them in front of your face all the time so that you keep that focus and that they stay on your radar all the time. And always keep that as, keep it right here. I don't want to say keep your blinders on, but keep like this, don't give up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Don't give up. You can do this. We can do this, right? So another thing that they recommend, and I kind of mentioned this a little bit guardedly. Someone like me can do this, but you need to look at yourself, and like I said, while I'm talking here, put yourself in these situations. Where do you fall in all this? Are you finding that this is where you want to be? Put it into your life. I'm only giving examples from mine. Put these into your life and put them to work and see what you would want to do. The one thing they do advise and they recommend, but you have to be kind of careful with this. If you're the type of person who does not like being alone or lonely, this is not something I recommend for you to do. It could be actually counterproductive, and it's not going to help you in your goal to reinvent yourself. I personally love my downtime. I love my solitude. I don't get much of it. When my boyfriend Mark goes to bed at night, he's very much the early bird. He goes to bed early. I sleep in later and I go to bed later. That time when I'm by myself, that is very much solitude time that I really, really desperately need. And I can tell you one thing I do, and you can do this too if you can. Declutter your mind. I have so many things racing through my mind all the time, and I know you do too. You got a big family, you work, everybody's being pulled in a million different directions, and change is bombarding us, from every single area and direction. Clear your mind of all the clutter, of all the day-to-day, that kind of stuff. If you want to reinvent yourself during this time, I recommend you look at the 5 questions that we ask. Who can help me? Who can I look to help me reinvent myself the way I want to be? 2, what do I need to do? What do I need to have in order to reinvent myself? 3, where do I need to be to do this, to make this happen? Where do I need to go? 4, when do I want to do this? In my case, it was now. And this was a couple months ago. My case, it was now. You may not want to do it right yet. You may want to make this a process, slower process for you to kind of ease into it. Ask yourself that question. Fifth question to ask. Why do I want to reinvent myself? And you really need to take a deep dive into answering that question, because that's really important. You need to know the why. It's like when you're at a job and they teach you a task. It always helps me. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of doing this? Ask yourself that question. It's a very important question. In my case, I'm reinventing myself right now professionally. And this is not the first time I've done it. I have done it 3 times in my life professionally. I have been in the food industry. I've been in an extrusion industry. I've been in a medical industry. And now I'm in an electrical industry. So 4 different times professionally, I've had to reinvent myself. Now, you need to take steps to find, what it is you're looking for professionally. Now, I can tell you the reason for me wanting to reinvent myself this time is I can tell you that I was not being happy financially. I had nowhere to go where I was. And I didn't enjoy what I was doing anymore. And I used to, but life changes. We've talked how much last week about how that's what life is. That's one definite in life is change. It's happening all the time, every day to all of us. And I was there. I was at that point. So one thing, that they say to do is, you want to dress for success, right? If you want to move forward, to that higher level, that's what you need to do. I can tell you that in the position I was in previously, I tried to do that for a long time. I was there longer than a handful of years. I tried to do that for a long time. I had the most, I was overloaded. I had the most of anybody else in my department. And I tried to dress for success for a while, and it just backfired on me. Now, this is my situation. That doesn't mean it won't work for you. If you have the opportunity that you think you want to move up or get promoted, you absolutely should do it. But I can tell you where I'm at now. I've only been there a week. And while I won't say the name of the company, I will tell you that in 1 week, I know I'm where I'm meant to be. I just know that this was right for me. I'm comfortable. And I did change it up a little bit. I did reinvent myself a little bit. I'm reinventing the job that I actually do. It was actually a promotion for me. Yay. But I also used to, in my old job, I would wear hoodies, because I just didn't care. There was nothing that drove me to want to care anymore. So, I would wear hoodies and just whatever, but I can tell you where I'm at now. I don't have to wear a dress or suits or anything like that. I am telling you that I've been learning about all kinds of promotions that have happened there, and they wear nice casual clothes. So now, thanks to my sister, who is the shopper extraordinaire, I have a lot of nice sweaters I'm wearing to work. Nice jeans. I'm wearing the, cutesy little boots because it's winter here. And I'm happy with that because I'm happy again. I'm happy and this matters to me. And I do want to move forward. So no, I'm not going to wear the hoodies, and maybe the more, faded jeans and stuff. I can honestly say that I am reinventing myself, and it doesn't have to be big. I'm reinventing myself a little bit like this professionally, a little bit like this. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. It doesn't have to be drastic. To change yourself, to reinvent yourself, you don't have to do it drastic. Maybe it's just one little thing you want to change. Or it could be big. You define that by setting your goals and answering those questions. Who do you want to become? and you can do this. This is under your control to do it. And along with professional, there's social as well. Are you in a daily rut? I can tell you, and one of the rules of law in life is some people come into your life for a reason. Some people come into your life for a season. And I can tell you, I've been on both sides of that coin. I have actually had to walk away from relationships because they were not healthy. They just weren't a good fit anymore. And then there are people who have disassociated themselves with me. And that's what life is. That's what life does. In my case, in some, I was in a rut maybe, but sometimes they were just not healthy circumstances. Create an opportunity if you're doing daily tasks as well. Like say you're in a rut just because of what tasks you do every day. Like say, okay, you're dropping the kids off at school, then you come home and then maybe you work a little bit, and then maybe you have a part-time job, and then you go to that, and then you come home and then you do the dinner thing and the wash thing and all of that. There are ways that you can find opportunities in those situations as well. Like, for example, I said, if you're a parent that drops your kids off at school, maybe make it a social opportunity. Other parents, I'm sure, do the same thing. Take it an opportunity to introduce yourself to the other parents whenever you're there. Make it a social situation. Start to get your own network of other people. Make it not so it's not as mundane. And no matter what you do in life, you can do little things to change it up a little bit. Keep organized, give yourself the direction that you need. And then once you have that, you can figure out what it is you can do to kick it up a notch a little bit, and then you have to remember that reinvention is a state of flux in life that is always going to bring challenges and stress, whether it's professional, whether it's social, it doesn't matter. However, what you need to know about reinvention is it's going to bring about change, challenge, anxiety. I mean, we've talked about that. But as the song goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And the stronger you become, the more you can grow as an individual in your life, and the better person you're going to become for that. Now, it may not seem that maybe in the short term. It may be scary, it may be hurtful, it may be any one of different emotions. But in the long run, when we meet these challenges face on, it can take us miles ahead in our future and who we become as an individual. And remember, you don't have to take the journey alone. We're not alone in this. If you come to the decision where you want to make a change in your life, whether it's small or whether it's big, make sure you're surrounding yourself with people around you who are going to support you and who are going to help you meet the challenges you're going to face and be there for you on this journey, in this reinvention of yourself, to make it a positive, supportive journey. Get those good relationships, make new friends, make some new friends. If it's something that you choose, you want to do, if you admire somebody who does that and it's somebody and it's someone close to you, network with them, get to know them better, use all of these things that you have, the abilities that you have and the resources that you have around you. Use that to your advantage to make yourself the person that you want to become. So summing this all up, as far as reinvention goes, we have to remember reinvention doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be small. You define it by answering those questions: who, what, where, when, and why. Look to those that you would like to emulate, their habits, who they are, take a look at them. It can be scary. I know it can be scary, but it can also be amazing. And I'm proof of that. You can be proof of that too. Whatever you want to do, whoever you want to become, if I can do it, you can do it. And it can be an amazing journey. And in the long run, you are going to find yourself growing into who you want to be, who you want to become, and you will become stronger out of this whole journey that you've decided to take on. And I can tell you, it's all worth it. And you can do it. I know you can. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. So, once again, I want to remind you all to please subscribe and save. So give me that like button. Love to see new subscribers on my channel. I get very excited about that. And at the end of my broadcast, I always give you a little teaser about what we're going to talk about next week. So today, next week, we are going to talk about the 2 words, what if? And I can tell you, this is challenging for me. I think we all ask the question, or we all go down that rabbit hole. What if? We're going to talk about that next week and what we can do to not go down that rabbit hole. So with that being said, I don't know about you. I'm cold here in Western Pennsylvania. It's going to be diving into negatives wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're staying warm, that you're safe. You had a great week and you're having a great weekend. We all love the weekend. It doesn't matter. It's snowing outside for me. I'm still enjoying my weekend. And that's what we all live for, right? The weekends. So with that being said, got to do the ending as we always do. So we can do this. We got this. I can, and I will. You will too, my friends, because I believe in you. Believe in yourself. You can do it. So with that being said, have a great rest of your weekend. Have an amazing week next week, whatever you're doing. And above all, stay warm, stay safe, and take care. So until next week, till next time, please join me again. Bye-bye.